I'm not sure about this. I'm a little out of practice, and these skates are... I'm okay. Dear Tim and Moby, what are the 3 laws of motion? From Eugene. Hi, Eugene. The 3 laws of motion explain how and why things move. They were discovered by a scientist named Isaac Newton in the 17th century. He wanted to understand how planets moved around the sun. Using observations of our solar system, he figured out that 3 laws explain it. Turns out, those 3 laws of motion hold true for almost anything. Billiard balls, cars, people on skates, you name it. Newton's first law states that an object in motion will stay in motion, and an object at rest will stay at rest, unless an unbalanced force acts on them. A force is any push or pull acting on an object, and we say it's unbalanced when there isn't an equal and opposite force to cancel it out. Like what happened to me a minute ago. There I was, minding my own business, an object at rest, but the force of Moby's push made me move. It caused me to accelerate, which in physics is any change in motion. And down the ramp I went. I'd have kept moving forever if another force hadn't acted on me. Because remember, an object in motion will stay in motion, at least until an unbalanced force acts on it. Fortunately, friction came to the rescue. That's a force caused by the resistance of 2 objects rubbing together. In this case, my skates and the ground. Friction always acts in the opposite direction of motion, so it slowed me down. Which, if you think about it, is also an acceleration, because it's a change in motion. So we can sum up the first law as objects don't accelerate on their own. It takes a force to change their motion. Good question, because it brings me to Newton's second law of motion. The acceleration of an object depends on its mass and the amount of force applied. Mass is how much stuff an object is made of, measured in units like kilograms. The more massive an object is, the more force it takes to make it accelerate. When Moby applies force on me, I accelerate easily in the direction of the push. But when I push him with the same force, he barely moves at all. That's because Moby is so much more massive than I am. To get him to accelerate even a bit, I have to apply a huge force. I'm okay. I should have known better. Newton's third law. Forces always occur in equal and opposite pairs. Meaning that when 2 objects interact, they apply equal forces on each other. When I shoved Moby, I applied a lot of force to him. And without doing anything, he pushed me back with equal force. Newton's third law is at work all around us, and we don't even notice it. Every time we push, pull, or touch anything, we're exerting a force on it, and it exerts an equal force back at us. When I jump, I'm pushing down on the ground. The ground doesn't move because the force of my push isn't enough to move the planet, but it does push right back at me with equal force. That's why I accelerate upward. Who knew Newton's laws could be this much fun? I'm okay.